You probably don't want to admit it, but you don't like school. And as bad as that may sound to other people, trust me, I'm not other people. I'm not here to tell you what everybody's already told you. Instead, I'm gonna tell you how to put school on easy mode. Hey everybody, my name is Out to Above. And if you're somebody who's trying to level up in life, whether it be in school or your general health, well then, you're in the right place. The first point is to have well connected friends. Don't get this confused. I'm not telling you to be the most social person. I'm not asking you to be a social butterfly, anything like that. Instead, what I want you to be is to be somebody who has well connected friends. I want you guys to have a well connected social circle. The thing about me when I make friends is I like to keep my circle small as a monocle. Imagine, think of a monocle. You know, this thing that old timey guys used to wear. Imagine somebody with a big monocle, like it's bigger than an entire face. Like, how is that practical in any sense? It isn't. Of course, you would go with the small one, and the smaller one, smaller until you have contact lenses. Then you can see the world clearly and sleekly. You guys dig? That's why your social circle has to be small. The fewer people you have in your social circle, the more trusted they are. Don't get this confused. Don't make the same mistake I did where I thought that, oh, somebody who has a lot of friends means that he has a lot of people who love them. It's not always the case. In most situations, you'll find it that you have loose connections of people, connections that don't even mean anything, bonds that don't even last. And what happens when those bonds break is now you're not connected to them anymore. You spend so much time and so much effort into making them your friend, and then they just cut you off. Like what's up with that? That makes school even more difficult again because I used to have so many friends, but now our bonds are broken. Now we're not friends anymore. It happens. It happened to me, and if you do the same mistake I did, it will also happen to you. Get yourself friends that you can trust. Best friends, like three, four, five people. That's all you need to make school so much enjoyable. Dot number two, and the great majority of you guys might disagree with me on this one, but the way I made school more enjoyable for myself was I became a teacher's pet. Now, I know what that might sound like, guys, but it's not in the sense that you guys may think of oh, I suck up to the teacher, I do whatever they tell me, I snitch on the class and something like that. What I mean by that is just treat the teacher in a respectable, loving manner. Cause guys, you have to remember that the teacher, they're human just as you. They come to school with their own hopes, their own dreams, their own vision of what the day is going to be like. And then you and your friends, you guys sit at the back of the class, you guys make noise, you disrupt the lesson, you make fun of the teacher. Like, who wants that? Who wants to go to a situation like that? So then the teacher doesn't enjoy school. What are they going to do? They're going to make you also not enjoy school. Because, come on, think about it. You make my job more difficult. Of course, I'd make it more difficult for you to also go to school. So now, boom, the both of us, we both hate it. So instead, flip the script. Be nicer to the teacher. Be more loving to the teacher. Be like, hey, ma'am, here's an apple for you. Oh, why'd you bring the apple for me out to above? Just because, ma'am, you're my favorite maths teacher or something. Yeah. This also includes the staff. Don't just be nice to the teachers, but also be nice to the staff. Treat everybody how you want to be treated. The Bible speaks so greatly about this. Treat thy neighbor as thyself. You know, I want you guys to take that message to the students, to your friends that you're gonna make, like those five friends you're gonna make, and to the teacher and to the staff. Be nice to them. Treat them the way that you expect them to treat you, with love, respect, and like connectivity. Just connectivity. That's it. This is how you make school way easier for yourself, and another plus, you make it easier for the teacher as well, because now they have you, the that one student that just makes the class so much better. Math used to be such a drag, but now that you're being more nice to the teacher, being more open to the teacher, being more loving towards the teacher's actually looking forward to giving math to your class, you know? So take that message from me, guys. Be more positive and more, just be more human towards others. Treat them how you want to be treated. The third dot on how to make school more enjoyable is to express yourself. Um, Let me try and explain this to you guys. You want to make more friends, né? You want more people to love you. But how do I get people to love me? Simple. Just be easier to love. Of course, the other option is the main point I'm trying to make is be nicer to people. But how to get more people attracted to me, without me just having to go out there and looking for people. Simple, just be an attractive person. I don't mean attractive in like a physical sense. I mean attractive in more of a your personality wise. Now, you can do this with two means. You can either be charismatic or you can be funny. Both of them work. You can also use them in conjunction with one another. You one. Those are ones in my opinion that work best. Of course, you can do other personality types that also attract people if you're not a social type guy and you're more of a books like the studies type guy. sorry, that's me. I used to be like that. That's why it's kind of funny. If you're more like that, then obviously lean into that. But to attract more people, I suggest you be more charismatic, more funny. Charisma, very heavy topic. How I understand charisma is just your presence in any situation. Your presence and the amount of power you have in a situation. Don't get power confused with anything else. Power just means as in how much value you give to people. That's how I break down power. Power can be anything from, oh, you're a guy that people get the answers from. You're a guy that likes to coach people. You're you're just that guy that gives value towards others. That's charismatic. But what comes on top of that is your presence in any situation. This is why I heavily recommend meditation, guys. This is one of the many benefits of meditation. It makes you more present in any situation. Excuse me. Being present basically makes people feel more appreciated. Because think about it. If me and you we were having a conversation, you were talking about something super important, like your dad, he left, he's only gonna be back in like 2 weeks, and then you're telling me about it. But I listen, but also don't listen. You see, you're talking to me, you see me look at you, but then I look away and now I'm thinking about something else. That kind of comes off as you thinking, damn, how to above isn't nice, bro. He doesn't listen to me. I'm telling him something really deep and he isn't paying attention to me. That's how people feel when they talk to you, and you also mind wander. How to stop this is through meditation. You meditate, you learn how to be more present, you learn how to be more in the now. That way, when people talk to you, they feel it coming from you. They feel it resonate from you. That aura, they just feel appreciated. Another manner for you to attract more people is by you being funny. How do you be funny? That's something I cannot explain in a video. Comedy, what people find funny, that differentiates from person to person. What you find funny might not be what somebody else finds funny. But what I want to tell you guys actually about this section is, you never know when a joke might be funny. So, just say it. Just tell the joke that's in your head. Like the teacher says something, and you're like, that would be so funny if I said this on top of that. Just say it. And if they laugh, they laugh. If they don't, they don't. And it'll be kind of easy for you to see if you're a funny type of guy. Because I did not know this back in like primary school when I was younger and was more antisocial. I didn't know I was a funny guy. Like my friends, they told me. I didn't believe them. I was like, nah, I'm only funny to you guys because we know each other. Somebody I do not know wouldn't find me funny. Then enter high school. I just felt like that the need to say some stuff, and I found people laughing, which that might happen to you as well. You might be thinking, wait, how to buff? I'm not funny. Like nobody likes my jokes. You never know. Like just tell them, just say the jokes. And worst case scenario, nobody laughs. The awkward silence. We all hate the awkward silence. I definitely do. So then you know, okay, I'm not a funny guy. Let it be. Then you go for another point. Try and be more charismatic. If you're not charismatic, then you go for your strengths. What are you? What do you wish to see from other people? The thing about this part of the video is it can get so toxic for me to tell you guys to, hey, be more like this, be more like that. Because then what it sounds like I'm telling you is, hey, stop being yourself, instead be like me, which is not true. I'm not telling you to be like me. I'm telling you to be a better version of you, the you that you know you can be. Being more social, being more loving towards others, that isn't a negative thing. I'm basically just telling you, hey, be more loving. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. I'm trying to spread positivity to you young students. I'm also young, but hey, you're still a kid to me. You're taking advice from me, so you're the kid now. So take that advice. Try and be somebody who attracts people, so that way you don't have to constantly be chasing people. And to an extent, that is kind of cool, I guess, when you go out of your way to be nice to people, give them compliments. That is nice. That is super nice. Yet imagine you being that guy that has such a like attractive aura about you that you pull people towards you. That's what this section of the video is. The second section was about how you can exude more love towards others. This one is how you can actually pull people towards you by being more charismatic and being a much more funny person. Simple as that. Now, the fourth thought that made school super easy for me was I would like to tell you guys something. The reason why the great majority of us played video games, and at least why I play video games, was because it was nice to pretend. It was nice to step into the world of make believe. Like, think about it. IRL, I'm just a kid who goes to school. That's it. But in a video game world, I'm a dragon slayer. I'm a knight. I'm a hunter. I make like band after band. You guys get it? That's why the versatile world was so attractive to me, because when I step into the world, it's just another world for me. Just new shoes that I get to wear. That's why you gotta make school. You gotta have accomplishments at school, so that when you go to school, you're that student. You're the top achiever. You're the guy that excels in both sports and school. Like, come on, who doesn't want to be that guy? How do you get this though? That's the difficulty. That's the difference between real life and video games. Excuse me. Video games, you just have to do this, and then boom, you're a level 99 knight, dragon slayer, whatever. In school, you kind of have to sit down, study, reread notes, go to practice, learn how to play soccer, whatever. Then and only then would you actually have accomplishments in that thing. But the thing is, the rewards are much greater. The difficulty is also great. Don't get me confused. The difference is like worlds apart. The difference between difficulty of having to be good at video games is just thumbs. That's it, just thumbs. In IRL, that's time. You have to sit down, think, exercise, all that boring stuff that nobody wants to do, but you just have to do. But the reward that you get from them, wow, the difference also shows, because the one took so little work. Of course, the reward is gonna also be just little. Like, okay, you're a dragon slayer in a virtual world that like 200 people play that game. That's it, and the majority of them don't even know who you are. In school, you put in all that effort, all that study time, all the work time. Everybody knows who you are. You're revered as that student. Like, you get recommendation from, schools contact you asking you, hey, do you want to come to our school? We offer you a bursary, we offer you a scholarship, all of that stuff. Teachers take you on camping trips or whatever, just because they know that you're such an exceptional student. These accomplishments, IRL, they cannot be compared to accomplishments in a virtual world. They cannot be. It's like comparing a penguin with a tiger. Who it doesn't make sense, guys. The accomplishments IRL are worth it. All that effort is worth it. And you guys want to know a pro hack? On my channel, I actually shortcut this. I make it so much easier for you to accomplish the grades, the physique, the health, all of that on my channel. So subscribe and stay tuned. And now, the last, and probably the most important dot, is your identity around school, your beliefs that you have about school. Be honest with me right now. You never actually gave school a chance. Or maybe you did like once, then it started sucking, and now you refuse to give it a chance again. This will hinder all of your progress. You may have all of the dots listed out before. You may have friends. You may be a teacher's pet. You may be charismatic. You may have a lot of accomplishments. But if you still believe within your heart, man, school sucks, then school will always suck. That's just how it is. I didn't like school for a long time, and I thought about it as, oh, I don't like school because, like, at school nobody likes school. Who likes school? Come on, we see movies about it, we see TV shows about it. Nobody likes school. But then I thought, hey, why don't I like school exactly? Like me, the how to above. Why does it how to above like school? Because I have everything else listed out. I have cool friends. Like all the teachers, they love me. They show good support for me. I have a bunch of accomplishments I'm proud of. I'm super charismatic. I'm a funny type of guy. So like, what is there for me to hate about school? Then I realized, damn, there really isn't anything to me for me to hate about school. Like, just me thinking, hey, there's nothing to hate about school, made me not hate school. And then I put this on overdrive. I started thinking about ways I could love school. And then that's what made school so much more fun for me. This also plays into one of my habits that I like to recommend on this channel, which is gratitude journaling. Like, get a notebook, write down things that you're grateful for. It sounds repetitive, it sounds like silly. Look at how to above. How could you be recommending me to write in a journal? That's for girls or something. But trust me, guys, this habit alone, gratitude journaling, that's what this is like, quantifying happiness. Think about it. How would you quantify happiness? How would you explain to somebody, hey, this is happy? Would you say, oh, it's when somebody smiles, they're happy? I could be angry, and I could just be hiding it, and then I just smile. I smile like, he made me angry, but I don't want to show it, so I'm gonna smile. Does that mean I'm happy? Of course not. I'm not happy. How you instead would quantify happiness? This is how the above's definition of happiness. When you are happy, that's when you are grateful for the present moment. When you go to the theme park, amusement park, whatever, and you're happy there, what you're actually saying is, I am grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that me and my family went to the theme park. When you go to school, how do you be more happy at school? Think to yourself, I am grateful to be at school. My teacher, my English teacher, she loves to tell us about this. I live in South Africa, where we kind of had to fight for school and stuff, the kids before me. My teacher, she loves to tell us about the importance of not taking school for granted, like the privilege we have to be at school, and the fact that we have a right to be at school should be something great in itself. And I sat back and I thought about it like, wait a minute, actually that is true. Like, my grandparents, they didn't go to school, they don't have an ounce of education on them. My parents didn't complete school, so yeah, I'm going to school fully. I went through school, all the stages, without any hindrances, without any obstacles. Like, there was nobody pushing me away from school. There weren't any blockades. There weren't any police officers telling me you cannot go to school. How can I not be grateful for that? How can I not say thank you? Thank you that I get to go to school. That I have the right, that I have the privilege to go to some place to receive education. It's a word that we hear so many times over and over again, but knowledge is power. Education is the one thing that nobody can take away from you. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you start to love school, and the quicker you get to level up through all the thoughts I listed out. You should try to do it the same way I did, the slow way, by going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and then to 5. Or you should take my advice. You should go a step above. Get it? How to above? And you could go from step 5. Once you get step 5 in, the rest of them will just come naturally. Once you start thinking, damn, I'm so grateful I get to go to school, I'm happy to be at school, You'll notice that you'll be more of a charismatic type fellow, meaning you get to attract people. You have a more positive attitude, meaning you get to be nicer to people. You get to be nicer to the teachers. They be nicer. They'll be nicer to you. You get to make more friends and more like loving friends. It's just that's how you make school enjoyable. Shift your identity to be more grateful for the fact that you get to go to school. The habit I would recommend for you is gratitude journaling. So that's dot number 5, and in my opinion, the most important dot. Shift your identity around school. Please don't give up on school. I promise that it's way more enjoyable than what you think. If you follow the steps I outlined in this video, you too will see the truth behind my words. Thanks so much for sticking till the end of the video. You obviously liked it, so leave a like on the video, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment. And remember, it always seems impossible until it's done